Foodie Beauty gave us a video on the YT. I don't believe that she did go live yesterday, though, but she did give us a video to look at. And it said, "Comfort Chinese food on a rainy day." And she shows out the window of her apartment, and it's just pouring rain there in Ottawa, Canada. So she says she had ordered Singapore fried noodles with shrimp and beef and a chicken egg roll. And this egg roll, I love me an egg roll. And I haven't had one for years. I haven't ordered out from a restaurant in years. It's, just not in the budget. But anyways, this egg roll was completely burnt at one end. I mean, burnt to the point of being black. It was disgusting. And that was the first part she ate, was that burnt part. Oh, I would have took the burnt part off and gladly ate the rest. But no, I can't do a burnt egg roll. No, that ain't happening. Anyways, she says that she had been watching TikToks about influencers getting kicked out of places. So, of course, she immediately has to make this all about her. You know, that happened to her. She had gotten kicked out. She was over at the mall. And she was live streaming throughout this mall. They had told her not to do it. But she wants to argue about, there's no sign posted. She can film in public. And then she wants to argue that the parking lot wasn't property of the mall. And she was telling these men they had small male anatomy parts. And she was very, very mean to these men. But she says that she thinks that people are starting to become anti-influencer. People are getting tired of influencers like her. I would not call Foodie Beauty an influencer. What is she influencing? What not to eat? How not to live your life? I mean, she's barely even providing any kind of entertainment at all lately. Her content has been basically worthless lately, and that's a shame, because as much as I dislike Foodie, it's like, it's like that train wreck. I cannot look away. I gotta see what's gonna happen next. What other kind of stupid moves she's gonna do, what stupid things she's gonna say. So as she's eating, her jaw is clicking so loud. It was disgusting. I mean, that, And, she says, yeah, she knows her jaw is wonky, and it clicks, and it just gets out of control when she eats. And she tells us that she really wants to get it fixed. But it's a very serious surgery. I don't know what it entails. I don't know what makes a jaw click like that. But, I mean, it is loud. To hear the jaw clicking, she's just making the videos on a phone. She doesn't have a microphone right up here or nothing. And to hear it from this distance, as she's talking and chewing at the same time, you can still hear this loud clicking, that is loud. And a lot of people can't handle that. I know several people in the comments have been like, no. As soon as I heard that jaw clicking, I can't watch. I'm out of there. And it was hard to watch because I don't like that jaw clicking either. Then she starts complaining about Americans. And then she clarifies, well, not all Americans. She starts complaining about the leadership of America. I'm not going to get into politics. That ain't my thing. I mean, I got my thoughts on it, but this isn't the place for it. We like to be petty here and just, talk about internet train wrecks. But she says Americans are complaining about the smoke coming down from the wildfires in Canada. And she wants to remind us, but the Canadians helped, flew down and helped when there was wildfires in California, and which they probably did. And for that, we're grateful. I mean, personally, well, I haven't really looked into it, but according to her, there's lots of different TikToks where the Americans are complaining about the smoke. But I mean, really, it's not the fault of anybody that this wildfire happened. So, I mean, why complain about it and blame the Canadians? And, it's all the Canadians' fault. I gotta be on Foodie's side on this. And that kills me to be on the same side of something as Foodie. But nobody really has a right to complain about this. Everybody's dealing with it. So, that's that. Then she wants to go on to, she believes everybody should have freedom of speech because everybody should have the right to criticize their governments. So maybe that was what was really killing her in Kuwait and Syria and wanting to get out of there so bad. Because I know she did even say that too when she left Kuwait the first time. She wanted her freedom of speech. She needed her freedom of speech. Foodie just wants freedom of speech so she can just say ignorant stuff and criticize everybody else. But she's been known for years to just say ignorant, stupid stuff. That's it. She talks about the noodles for a while. Her Singapore noodles, I've never tried them. Let me know if you've ever tried that. I've never even seen that on a menu. Then she wants to know if there's a difference between American Chinese and Canadian Chinese, and I really wouldn't have a clue. And then she gets to the fortune cookies, and they're broken. And she claims the fortune cookies are always stale. No, I don't think that they're stale. I think that's just what they taste like and the texture of them. And her fortune cookies are broken, so she wants to know, what do we think that means for her future? I can give her a fortune. Unless she starts to change her ways immediately, she's not going to have a long life. Plain and simple. And I'm not saying that to be mean. But I mean, she's had so many problems. Her blood pressure, her diabetes, her mobility issues. She needs to make some changes, and she needs to make them now. But her fortune, the first one says, she has the ability to be very persuasive. Well, she persuaded Salah into marrying her. But really, I think they were trying to use each other, really, if I have to be serious about it. I believe he wanted to eventually get to Canada, but he didn't know about her bankruptcy and her owing all this money, and so she cannot sponsor him to come to Canada. And she wants to use him just because she wants a man. She wants to be wanted by somebody, plain and simple. Sweet love. Ooh, that drives me nuts when she starts talking to him. Oh, sweet love. And then her other fortune cookie said, for a good cause, wrongdoing may be virtuous. Something to think about. For a good cause, wrongdoing may be virtuous. Definitely something to toss around. Then she tells us that she is planning more YouTube content. But she says that, she streams almost daily on Kick. She's grown accustomed to Kick. But I think she's lost a lot of followers. Some of her live streams are only pulling in a little over 100 people lately on Kick. It's not looking good for Foodie. And then, right before the end of the video, she says the MSG and the oils from the noodles make a very great lip gloss. So she's going to walk around and leave oil from her lunch on her lips as her lip gloss. I can't make this stuff up, I tell you. So we'll have to see what nonsense she gets into today if she goes live. So I may or may not be back tomorrow with more on Foodie Beauty.